safe to say that the Hayate Ninja School wasn't the only ninja school attacked by Jakanja, because there were others too from the first episode, and a hint of other survivors had been hanging around since the first episode too, even as far as having those figures in the opening to make the audience say, hey, who the hell are they? So kudos to the show for foreshadowing that. And they are fully introduced in Scroll 7, Thunder and Ninja, KamenRider and KamenRider, the Crimson and Navy Rangers of GoRider, Thunder Ninjas of the Ikazuchi Ninja School. The brothers Iko and Ishu are introduced through a prediction of Manmarva's, who mistook them for the 6th and 7th Dark Spears. They were willing to join Jakanja too, in return for wanting that. What that is isn't explained at first, but it's something that plays an important role for the rest of the show. And honestly, it would have been better if they would have just said it flat out and couldn't just take a moment to stop saying that. But while we have a moment, let's talk about the GoRiders, aesthetically speaking. I like these suits a lot more compared to the Hurricanger suits. I love the black on the bottom, the darker colors, the shoulder pads, and straight up to the bug motifs. 2 different kinds of beetles. Quality. I love it. And shoot. Now to talk about another thing that I love so much from this show, and it's straight up from the GoRiders, the Ikazuchi Maru. It is one of my favorite weapons in all of Sentai and Power Rangers. I love the colors for it, and I can't even tell what it is. It's like, I don't know, is it a double-edged spear and a screamer stick? Because it starts off short, but then it extends into like a double-edged spear that they can also turn into like a giant shuriken and a force field. All that is awesome. The one thing though I will find weird, it's that for some odd reason, and it's in this show alone, people call those things swords. So is that what it's supposed to be? A double-edged sword? Kind of doesn't look like it because, yeah, there's a blade on each side, so is it a double-edged sword? Kind of weird because it starts off short first and then gets longer. But then again, maybe from the handles too, maybe it is a double-edged sword? I don't know. I always figured it to be like a double-edged Kali stick with blades? I don't know. But the Ikazuchi Maru, it is awesome. And holy crap, I've yet to talk about their roll call. And I am so happy that when I watched this show, I finally learned the words. Because honest to God, before now, all I was able to get out was Soranin, Hurricane Eto, Sanjo. You can't say that and not laugh. But yeah, I finally learned the words. The one thing I'm still stuck on are the last 3 lines. Because otherwise I'd be Soranin, Hurricane Neto, Mizunin, Hurricane Blue, whatever yellow, Ninpuu Sentai, Hurricanger, Sanjo. It's long, but it's different. And hey, these are the new Hurricangers, so let them stand out from the previous ones, whoever they were. But while we're at it too, the GoRiders also have their own roll call, and it's pretty nice. I may like that more than the Hurricangers, if only because it's shorter. But then again, there are only 2 of them, so yeah. And so, Scroll 10, we see how similar the Ikazuchi School is to the Hayate Ninja School in terms of having security. The Hayate Ninja School had their entire school in a force field so that no one could walk in or walk out. And the Ikazuchi Ninja School had triple arms that the Go-Riders set back up to alert them while they're busy getting their shinobi machines together. In this episode too, it's not a bad episode, but good God, the Hurricangers just get their asses kicked so honestly and annoyingly too by the Go-Riders on their thunder bikes. Why? Here's my question. When you see someone coming after you on a motorcycle, do you stand there and take the hits? Or do you move the fuck out the way? Mind you, there are 2 of them and only 3 of them. Why do they just stand there and take it? This is the only case where walking on air would be useful for a ninja. And I talked about their weapons not being used efficiently enough. Doesn't Blue have a megaphone and could do something about their bikes? Or hell, Yellow could travel underground. It's not like the wheels will hit them. I'm sorry, just thinking about that now, it's just so... Good God. But, let's now talk about the Go-Riders mechs. Starting off with, of course, the individual mechs, and then Go-Raijin. The individual mechs, the tank and the monster truck, awesome. It really makes me appreciate the dark colors that they have compared to the bright colors that the Hurricangers have, because red, blue, and yellow, those colors you can find on Superman's suits, but crimson and navy, they're dark. And I love the way these Zords look, because just the bug motif the bug motif was a perfect idea, because I think Crimson's is my favorite. A straight up beetle tank, I love it. And Go-Raijin, I like Go-Raijin, pretty nice. Go-Raijin is beautiful. I love it so much. And so, it's pretty clear that Chuzubo does not like the Go-Riders, because they're actually successful at beating the Hurricangers. And boy, does he strive for payback. And so, scroll 15, the Hurricangers catch on to the Go-Riders, searching for a type of crystal called Shinobium. The reason for it is to play a message from their dad about that. Yeah, I may have kept a counter for how many times they bring up that, whatever the hell it is. But, in scroll 16, the Go-Riders and Jakanja hear the hologram message in order for that to appear. What that is too is an ultimate ninja secret that would apparently make one the greatest ninja in the universe. Who wants to bet $10 it's the Ninja Nexus Prism? The hologram is of Iko and Ishu's dad, explaining that 2 warriors have to fight to the death to obtain this secret, so the Go-Riders take it as defeating the Hurricangers for it to appear. But as Iko hears more of the message, 2 warriors of the same darkness must fight to the death, meaning him and his brother. As the revelation's astounding, the real plan is set into motion. The shell from the Monster of the Week that was just destroyed starts levitating and dispersing energy that sends the Hurricangers and the Go-Riders to a desert island, and sends a cold front to freeze the planet. So in scroll 17, with Jakanja wanting that for themselves, gas starts shooting out of the island, and anyone who inhales it will go kill crazy. So Iko submerges his face in the gas so he won't have problems hesitating to fight his brother. And thankfully, Ishu's not crazy and doesn't want to kill his brother. And so, in Scroll 18, Issue sides with the Hurricangers to save his brother. One thing I haven't mentioned up to now about this three-parter is that there are these two kids that prefer to put themselves in danger as they were teleported to the island along with the Hurricangers. Everyone. But that's how Iko breaks out of his influence, the kids reminding him of his relationship with his brother and how they truly look out for each other and, well, actually freaking care about each other. And so, the episode ends with Senpujin and Goraijin fighting together and Chuzubo being punished for his failure. And you know something? The plans for both the Hurricangers and the Goraijers mechs were passed down for centuries in their schools. And coincidentally, too, they have the same kind of systems that could have Senpujin and Goraijin combined, thanks to a special Katakuri ball set that appears next episode. And speaking of which, Chuzupa was killed in Scroll 19 thanks to said combination. Ryuha Choetsu Furaigatai. Hey, I can learn Japanese since I can pronounce well. And so, in English, it translates to School Transcendence Wind Thunder Combination Gorai Senpujin. This is also the first combination mech where a Katakuri ball weapon is part of the combination. And this one is kind of like basically a mini Zord named Furaimaru, who is sentient and comes back years later in Gokaiger because he's the Hurricanger's grand power. He's also green. Like, I knew I wanted to bring that up here. It's so, maybe he got a spray tan and he turned green. And it could make sense because he's blue, but it's just so random. It's like, when you first see him, he's blue, and then you see him again in Gokaiger and he's green. Maybe he had an in-between period when he was yellow? Who knows? But, Gorai Senpujin, I rather like this mech. One thing I really notice from this and Senpujin, it's pretty heavy on different shades of blue, which honestly works well in this mech's favor. I like all the darker colors together, like that regular shade of blue, navy, and the yellow. Like, all the colors here really complement each other, and it's beautiful. And Furaimaru looks great too, but this mech, I like it. This show does a good job with mech designs, individual and combined. And so, now for the past few episodes, Man Marva has been in a cocoon, and by Scroll 20, he's fully evolved into not a bug. He still looks terrifying, like something out of a nightmare, but he's not a floating bug. He used to look like something. He used to look like the type of fly that would dig through shit, then come back dirty. That's how freaky he was. But now he has a more mobile, humanoid-esque form. And also has a, I guess, rivalry or vendetta with Iko because the Goraijers betrayed them. But his focus is solely on Iko and not Ishu, so... Scroll 21. The sixth spear finally arrives, Satarakura, and Chuzupo was at least serious about the job. Satarakura is the goofiest of goofy goobers. First off, he's based off of a peacock, a clown, and an opera singer. And his method of growing monsters is having a giant mask get thrown to make them grow. It is all so obnoxious. But as obnoxious as he is successful and even gets the Hurricangers and the Goraijers on the ropes. But about the episode, Man Marva crushes the Goraijers, and implants a poisonous scorpion inside of Iko, and then that poisoned scorpion reproduces and infects everyone else. And by the next episode, the Hurricangers and the Go-Riders are stuck with Satarakura and the Monster of the Week and Manamara of the Scorpions. And as things are at their worst, everyone, or at least the good guys, are close to getting crushed by a kaijin, but they're saved by a brand new mech that appears to be piloted by the Sixth Ranger, the Ninja of Ninja, Hurricanger. I love him so much in this show. Straight up from his introduction, he's awesome. And I think at the end of this last episode, or this past episode, he says, "Here I come, baby." I think, but the point is, Hurricanger is awesome. Flat out awesome. And he speaks English. I have no complaints because he makes it cool. But yes, we now have our Sixth Ranger. But first, I want to talk about his mech. I don't know why, but I do. So, Tenkujin. And it's a fighter copter bird that turns into a Megazord? I guess. At least for the helicopter part, but I like it. I like its Zord form, and I like its mech form. Honestly, you'd think like the shuriken on the chest would be a bit cumbersome, but he can take that off and literally use it as a giant shuriken. The mech alone too is just cool. I have no problem with it. And now we can talk about his ranger form, Tenku Ninja Hurricanger. I love it. It looks so nice. We once again have a green Sixth Ranger, and this is the second and only other time we'll have a green Sixth Ranger, since both him and Dragon Ranger are the only ones. But yeah, the suit, I love it. He literally is like both Hurricanger and Go-Riders combined together, looking sweet. I love that chest armor. I love how once he takes off the vest, he literally flips the visor around and goes into an alternate mode called Fire Mode, which also looks cool because, shoot, the logo is still nice, and I think it's like actual, holy fuck yeah. Like literally, once he takes off the vest that makes a shuriken shape with it, he takes it off and he kind of has like a, I don't know, how would you describe that logo? Like a combination of, wait, no, it's more like air than fire. But yeah, Hurricanger, he looks cool. And while we're still talking about him, aesthetically speaking, I can see why Power Rangers made him a samurai instead. Because the look of the ninja has many forms, and the one that this is imitating is similar enough to a samurai. And honestly, kudos to Ninja Storm for making him a samurai, because it's always nice if, especially, actually no, it's better that the Sixth Ranger has his own motif to make him stand out. And that's how it started with them in the first place. It's nice.
Now for Hurricanger's arsenal, not so much his morpher, but his primary weapon, it's a baseball bat that doubles as a sword. Yeah, once you unsheath it, it's a sword, but yeah. The name of the weapon too is the Shuriken's bat, and his finishing move is like 1,000 home runs. I love Sentai.
The headmaster in the midst of all the danger, the hamster man. The headmaster made a call to his master, who didn't answer the phone, but in scrolls 21 and 22, they both allude to Hurricanger. And the next thing you know, he saves the day and cuts the scorpions out of everyone.